your basic platform is not a building, but it's in the web space, in the cloud, in the, so you want to be able to leverage your presence, and all those tie into things like SEOs and rankings and things. But all that will happen organically if you having a great user experience. A lot of users, when the users come or customers come to your site, or use whatever channels you driving sales through, they're able to engage. They're able to get information about whatever product or services you offer without having to stress about looking for that information or trying to talk to someone else to be able to get it, but they're able to engage. So those all that contributes to your ranking and your presence on online. And then a very, 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 very important key point again is partnerships. We're not an island, we're a community, right? So we should never look at our business as just you. Apart from you and your customers, I mean, growing great partnerships has led to millions of successful businesses right now. If you look at the big names, call it Google, call it Facebook, call it Microsoft or whatever, or if you want to go with the big names, all of them have strategic partnerships. Many of them have, assimilated all those partners and just bought them over, but they were not an island. Take, for example, Facebook that bought Instagram's, WhatsApp and all that stuff. But yeah, that's just, yeah. So many companies you see currently that you could look at them and say that you can highlight to say they're successful. They never did it by themselves. They needed partners, and they had great partnerships. And what that means in this context is, for example, one of you has a great like a great platform where you sell your products, really, your products, whatever that is, on an e-commerce store. So you get a great e-commerce store. But let's say your strength is not social media marketing, and one of you here has a business that runs great social media marketing. That's potential for great partnership. Whoever's doing that social media marketing company, you can send to that person, potential leads, because you have clientele coming to your company asking for social media. Great, you can get that business and then outsource that business internally. The client doesn't necessarily have to know what is going on behind the scene, and that's ethical. Okay, it's all about who you're outsourcing that to, and whoever you're outsourcing it to will be able to get the job done, because that is the specialty. So you're creating business for yourself and creating business for someone else. And that person too, if people approach them to say, hey, I need an e-commerce store to probably do this, they know who to refer to. They're going to send that. They're either going to take the business or they're going to outsource it directly to you. So that way, there's room for you to have incoming business. And that's and especially for small to medium-sized business, you really need leads, and you need to make sales, and you need like quality clients to stay afloat, and and just stay in business. And to be able to get quality clients, you have to have so many clients, and then out of the many, you find quality ones that will stick with you through thick and thin for years, and they just keep renewing their SLAs or their agreements with you. And things like, to agree, this is very, very difficult. I'll tell you, like, from experience, very difficult to just go out there or put ads and things like that to be able to draw people to get potential leads. So a great way to get potential leads, generate potential leads, is having partnerships. So you guys work as a community, and a community of businesses. Everyone is not, you can be a jack of all trades, but I believe that it's best to focus on what you're good at, what you're great at, and be great at it. And that way, what your weaknesses probably are, you can actually outsource that, or you can work with your partners to be able to get them to get that service or services rendered and done. So partnerships are super great. And I think my last key takeaway will be investing in your people. So I don't know the demographic, the size of your businesses, but if you run a business, you're 2, 3, or 5, 6, or 10, or whatever, I mean, in a team, the people are your most valuable resources, and investing in them will like, open doors to high return on investments in your company, because and investing in people is not all about creating a workspace where you have you give them like creating certain events and stuff like that. Yeah, that's all nice and good for team building, but investing in people is allowing them to take ownership of their work, not micromanaging people, just trusting people that it's very hard to do, especially when you're as an entrepreneur, you're used to doing everything yourself and you know how to do things. And then all of a sudden now you're letting someone else who you employed to run with it. It's super hard. But letting go of control and letting them, that's great. It was also a great leadership nugget, but letting go of control and trusting them that they would give it their very best is very, very important, because when an employee knows you trust he or she, they like, yes, I don't want to let you down, and I will give it my all in all. So you get the best out of people when you trust them, when you encourage them, when you lead them, when you provide them an environment, a friendly environment to be themselves. And it's not always just work, but it's all about giving them the platform to talk about their lives. It could be their social lives. I mean, I've consulted in companies where they have a daily stand-up, and I'm saying this because most people now, we are all having remote. Lasts for 10 to 15 minutes. This kickoff is just to talk about everything and anything. You learn about people's cultures, you learn about their lives, some things they struggle with, you hear all the jokes. It makes you human, because at the end of the day, that's the hard part of technology, is it takes away a lot of the human essence, and so you're trying to incorporate that back into your business, your online business helps a lot. And if your team feels human and your team feels like they're not just a robot trying to achieve a task for the day, but there's part of a bigger vision, a bigger team, it goes a long way. They feel like they're part of something, and that's how they'll be the best. They give the best of who they are. I mean, to grow your business, and trusting that you hired somebody as a specialist in a certain field. So just trusting that they'll be able to give you their all in all. Yeah. So those are all the key takeaways I have for now. I think we can probably engage more when it comes to questions and answers, but yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Adam, for the very important points about running a business online and just how to run it successfully. I'm sure we do have questions. So ladies, and I think I've seen a gentleman, Dumi is here. Please, if you have questions, it is open for you. Please ask Adam. He even runs, I think we met at, you were doing a presentation on an e-commerce platform that you had created, if I'm not wrong. Right. And yeah. Can I ask, how is that going?
Well, yeah, it's going pretty well. I mean, yeah, it definitely needs some more attention. But yeah, I created it and delivered it. So I wasn't I wasn't involved in the process of, managing further. I was just like providing the service, like, building the web application. So that's a good point bringing it up, because there's a whole channel, a whole flow of, let's say an online business from start to finish. So there's a point where it's a startup, you get information, you get into, you doing your branding, you're all excited and all, to get your business up and running. And then you have service providers that come in to, give you, maybe provide design, services to get your branding up in par. And then, people like us that build the web applications and the e-commerce to be able to for you to have a platform to grow. And then you're ready to go. So you now have to run with it. So you have to that's where you now have to start applying all your, your knowledge and, getting key takeaways here to your business and just tailoring it to your current store and, growing it. And yeah. So, yeah.
Okay. Ladies, if you have questions, please put your questions on the chat, or you can unmute yourself and ask Adam some of the questions. As we wait for the questions, Adam, I just want to ask, especially
Sure.
for someone who is not well adapted with technologies. You probably just started in 2020 to engage with social media and all that, and also maybe trying to set up a shop. Like, it's really easy to set up a shop on Facebook or on Instagram, but how I know you've given us some of the tools such as partnership and all that, but how can someone move from, you've now set up, you want your products out there, you probably have really great advertisements, your video is great, people watch your videos and they like, but they're just not turning into sales. Do you have any wisdom to share on how someone can turn their advert on social media into sales? People watch it, they like it. You see the views are so many, you've been boosting and all that, but how do you now turn it into a sale? Yeah.
Great. I think that's a great question. I think it starts with, so that's very startup focused. So it starts with understanding what you're trying to sell. So not understand what you're trying to sell, but more necessarily testing it out. So like I mentioned, it's great. There's so many tools out there, and there's so many ways people put it out there to say, hey, you do this, you put this out there, it will help you, grow audience, and then from that you do this, and then you get sales and stuff. It's not a magic one, so it doesn't work like that. Rarely, it seldom works like that. People that actually get that going mostly are the people that are already heavily established as big businesses already. So, they already have a name and all that. So it's very important as a small business coming in, one key challenge especially regards to your point is credibility. Think about it. I go on Facebook. I don't know you. Yes, you got a great video going on there. It draws my attention. I watch it, but I don't know you. So it ends there. I watch it and I go. I will watch a video of a company that probably I know it, and maybe I've probably ordered something, maybe Take a Lot or something. And then I'm like, okay, cool. I know Take a Lot. So, I'll always order from Take a Lot. But yeah, so it's very hard. It's very, very hard. However, I feel like when it comes to selling, before you even start using tools and all this platforms and things to engage and put your product out there, you still need to test that your product is going well. Let's say, for example, you want to sell African beads, for example. African beads, right? Yeah, great concept. You thought about it like, wow, you actually think not a lot of people are doing it. I don't really see a lot of ads there. And yeah, I probably, really love to do it. And maybe I have videos and people are like, yeah, the way you put the beats together really beautiful and stuff is great.